Good evening and welcome to the Hot and Spicy vlog weekly series. Quite popular, and I enjoy filming them, put it that way, because I'm stuffing me gullet. And this week's delicacy is the Tesco's own brand hot and spicy wings. Tesco's sun-blushed flatbread is called. I think it's like garlic bread. It's got garlic and tomatoes and parsley, or is it thyme? Parsley, I think, and the old carling. And I'm using a new, this was given to me at present, hot sauce, and I've used a bit of it at the top there, if you can tell. Quite nice, and it is hot. Anyway, I get asked a few times, what's behind a good hot and spicy? Well, let's take a look. And that is basically it. You can make it as hot, as cold, as whatever you want. But that's behind mine. Generally, it does change a bit. So, hot sauce. And we'll give it a try, shall we? On these. Where are you? There you are. See how much we dare. There we go. How's your week been? Whew, that is hot. Do you know how I can tell it's going to be hot? Not because it says on the bottle, because you can see the seeds, chili seeds. Always a good sign. My chilies, by the way, talking about chilies, most of them are ready. A lot are not, but most of them are ready. And unless I intend drying them, it's going to be too many for me to eat. So I offered a few in work. I said anybody wants to try them. So there's a few in work. I'm gonna take a couple each, or 3 each, whatever, and see what they think. So that'll be interesting to see what other people think of your stuff. Right, I forgot to cut this. So I'll cut it with the old gnashers. Oh, I'm going to tell you. Do you remember me showing you this? Weighing scales. It wasn't a family thing handed to me. I remember what it is now. We had a clear out in work. Oh, donkeys years ago. 10 years ago. And these things, I had to go through management to take it. So I could, you couldn't just take it. And they said, yeah, you can take it. I think the area manager at the time. And I realised if you look on the top very, very closely, it says GPO, General Post Office, and that's what it was known as before. It was when the Post Office, Royal Mail, Letters and Parcel Force and all that were all together, and BT, British Telecom. It was the General Post Office, and these are what postmen carried to weigh parcels, because I think they used to take parcels then off people, especially in the countryside, because transport wasn't as good as it is today. So they used to be able to, somebody had a parcel and they were always tied with string in a cross, so you could hook the string, weigh what the parcel was and say, oh, it's going to be 2 and 6, as the money was then. So Sunday tomorrow, and there's going to be potatoes, not new potatoes, normal potatoes, boiled, carrots, broccoli. I'm going to try what you did, Graham, in your Sunday roasts. I'm going to do a vegetable stock cube in water in the carrots. It looked bloody lovely. I'm going to try it, boil it in the vegetable stock. And broccoli stuffing. I'm going to do stuffing tomorrow. It's a breast of lamb roasted and mint sauce to the hilt, and of course lashentos of gravy. Oh, and I bought some. God, I should be paid by Tesco actually. Mention their name enough. Tesco's own brand pear cider, 4 cans, £2.15. And I'm gonna have a few of them as I prepare everything. Very nice. Normally I have a couple of these, lager or whatever's in, or Frosties. I'll have anything like that, and sometimes Sunday night I'll have a Frosty Jack. But in that hot weather we had, there was nothing nicer and more refreshing than a nice cold cider sitting in the garden in the afternoon before dinner or just after dinner, and just lovely, listen to the birds. And yeah. Well, we just had a thrashing of rain then just now, but it was only like a spasm of it. It didn't last 2 minutes. I've noticed some very big channels have been to the mental, and the last one I watched, and I must be fair, was very it's American, come from America, and he has quite a big, I think it's a photography channel he's got, and I was sent the link off my shaving channel. You might be interested in this, and it was good. He had a crew with him, and he took some fantastic pictures in the mental. You know, he loved urban. He said that was the nicest place and probably the biggest he's been to. You know, and he's in America, don't forget. He said he couldn't believe it, and all the damage and the glass windows and the paint flaking and the graffiti and the rude, you know, the genitalia spray painted on the walls. He said it's the same everywhere. It's like, it's but anyway, they went round. He's very respectful to the place, fair play, and of course caught by Elwyn, and Elwyn is okay with him. And you know, he said, look, I've got a bag left I've hidden with some equipment, and I need to go and fetch it. And he said, yeah, well, go and fetch your bag then, you're not supposed to be here. But he did call the police, Elwyn, because the fella said he had to fill a police report to say he'd been there and been caught and cautioned or whatever. But yeah, he thoroughly enjoyed it. He was a very respectable, you know, but the fact is nobody should go in there at the end of the day. Very dangerous now. It's absolute. When you think of it though, it's been shut 21 years. So weather, time and vandals. Anyway, enough of that, get on with it. Are you hungry? This is lovely sauce. It is hot, but I noticed via the comments, a lot of people now are actually joining me in various ways, having a good old scoff, shall we say. And some people got hot and spicy wings, and so if you're one of those people that's joining me, I hope yours is as good as this, actually. You can't beat it, can you? That's a lovely addition to it. And you see, going back to the mental talk, because these big, that is hot, because these big channels have been to the mental, their followers, viewers, I've noticed a spate of Denby Mental, and one spelt it bloody annoys me. Nobody's got, I make spelling mistakes, I'm not very good with, you know, especially long words, but Denby, D-E-M-B-Y, Denby Mental. I mean, come on, do a bit of research, make yourself look a fool. Went in on the front, making a noise, yeah, you know, asking for trouble. But they didn't get caught. Well, they didn't show it on film, if they did, which was a miracle, really. The way they entered, the noise they were making, and but they were going there because this big channel had been there, and you're going to get that, you see, with the big channels visit. Everybody wants to go, especially if they live near to the Denby Mental and they're from, you know, quite local. Do you know, I learned something the other day I never knew. I always thought some pigs, completely, see how I changed the subject? Some pigs have a ring, like a brass ring, like a bull, you know, through the nose. And in my honesty, I always thought it was there for them to sort of guide the pig, you know, if they wanted to take it somewhere. But it's not. It was put on. An old farmer was telling me, no, he said it's put on to stop them digging for worms, because they're like a badger. They'll sniff into the soil and they'll shove it up with their nose if they can smell out a worm or a, you know, a slug or whatever, and they'll. I didn't know that. I think that was interesting. Yeah, interesting information for you. Happy hell. This is alive. So that's tomorrow, Sunday, dinner. See what we'll do Monday. Don't know what to do yet. I'll probably go for a walk or for a run out. Probably a walk. The trouble is, you see, I try not to make too many, like I could say, right, Monday going for a walk and I'll film it. When you do that, sometimes you're tempting fate, because something will happen, you can't film it, you got to do something else, or if it's raining or bad weather, you can't film, you know, cameras don't like rain or water unless you take the GoPro or something, but that's not the same. So I try to say I might go, I may do this, I may do that, hoping I'm not tempting fate. Oh, another question. What's my favourite hot and spicy? Well, I like them all, because I have them different. Like, I'll have chicken wings this week, I might have pork ribs, I love them, pork ribs. next week I might have like a curry. I've done a few curries, or a couple of curries, and them are nice as a change. And that fowl, it was just right, just the right heat for me. But apparently if you go to a, like I said, if you go to a proper curry house or Indian or whatever restaurant, the fowl will be far hotter, so you may not be able to handle it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't like it too hot. I like to taste everything but have that kick. Yeah, nice. So I think that'll do you. Any other news? No. Oh, very good. I watched a very interesting video on YouTube. There's an actor called Ricky Tomlinson from Liverpool, and he's been in Brookside. He's been in a thing called The Royal Family, not in Royal Queen. I think it was spelt R-O-Y-A-L-E, I think. It was like a comedy sketch show where they never left the house. All they did was watch telly. It was funny, actually. Anyway, years and years ago, he lived in Wrexham, North Wales, and he married a girl from Wrexham, had 2 sons by her. And he lived in a council house in Wrexham, and specifically 1972. And he was working on the Wrexham bypass. He was working for McAlpines, and he was the union rep. You know, and he fought and fought for health and safety and proper pay for builders and workers in the building trade, because he always said the farming industry, the building industry never had it was always the miners or the, you know, doctors and nurses and all these other fields, but never the builders. And he fought, he was the health and safety fella, and in those days if you went off sick, if you hurt yourself or you were ill, you weren't paid. There was no such thing as sick pay in that field, not with the builders. Anyway, he successfully went round all the builders in the area, and they went out on strike in order to get not just money but safety of work and respect and, you know, dignity. They were treated like slaves, you know, some of them. If they didn't like it, well, sod off then, we'll get somebody else, and it's not the way to be. Anyway, he was arrested for causing all this trouble. He hadn't done anything, and MI5 and everybody was following him and warned him, and anyway he went to jail, and it's something called the Shrewsbury 24 or 24, yeah, something like that. And there's a few videos of him talking. He's a good man, you know, he's never forgot his roots. Like he said, he lost his house during the strike while he was in prison and all that, and he said the little cottage he had, or the house he bought after the council house, he said, I was so proud of it, but I lost it due to being in jail. And he said it's ironic really, because he said these days I could buy 20 of them. You know, he's made his money through his acting and he's been lucky, but he said a lot of people haven't been that lucky, but he's never forgotten the working man. And I thought, you know, fair play to the fella, and you'll find that from Liverpool people. No matter how successful they are, majority of them never forget their roots or its people. Anyway, going on. See ya. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. You never know your bad luck. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care.